Welcome back, remarkable Aquarius souls, to the reading that the cosmos has been quietly and precisely engineering just for you. Today is May 10th, 2026, and if you woke up this morning carrying a feeling that cannot quite be described in ordinary language, a heaviness that is not sadness, an electricity that is not anxiety, a knowing that sits somewhere between excitement and awe, then you are already tuned in to exactly what is happening. A massive shift begins now, Aquarius, and everything about your life, the way you see it, the way you live it, and the way the world responds to you is about to be fundamentally and permanently transformed. Aquarius, you are the water bearer, the visionary, the revolutionary soul that was placed in this zodiac to carry wisdom to a world that does not yet know it is thirsty. You see what others cannot see. You feel the future before it arrives. You carry ideas, solutions, and a perspective on humanity so far ahead of the current moment that people have spent years catching up to thoughts you had long ago. And now, right now, on May 10th, 2026, the world has finally caught up. The shift that begins today is not just personal, it is cosmic, it is collective, and you, Aquarius, are standing right at its epicenter. This reading is for every single Aquarius soul, sun, moon, rising, and every soul with significant Aquarius placements in their birth chart. Whether you have been experiencing this period as one of extraordinary momentum or one of deep and difficult transition, both are valid, both are real, and both are leading you to the same extraordinary destination. I am asking you to stay with this reading from beginning to end because what unfolds in every paragraph carries a specific message that compounds in power as you continue. Every word is intentional. Every theme is connected. This is your complete cosmic briefing for one of the most significant days of your year. Viewer comment: I have been feeling something massive building for weeks and could not explain it to a single person in my life. Then I found this reading and it is like someone finally gave language to everything I have been sensing. Aquarius energy is shifting on a level I have never felt before. Aquarius Awakening 2026. The planetary alignments surrounding Aquarius on May 10th, 2026 are not subtle. Uranus, your modern ruling planet and the great cosmic disruptor, is forming a rare and extraordinarily potent aspect today that sends a shockwave of awakening energy directly through the Aquarius collective. Uranus does not believe in gradual change. It believes in lightning bolts of sudden, irreversible transformation. And today, that lightning is striking your life with perfect aim and perfect timing, illuminating everything that is meant to stay and burning away everything that is not. Saturn, your traditional co-ruler and the planet of structure, mastery, and long-term consequence, is working in a powerful harmony with Uranus today rather than in tension with it. And this distinction is enormously important. When Uranus and Saturn work together, the changes that occur are not just sudden, they are also lasting, structured, and purposeful. The massive shift that begins today for Aquarius is not chaos. It is architecture. The universe is not tearing your life apart. It is rebuilding it on a foundation so much stronger and more aligned than anything that came before. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, fortune, and divine favor, is also making one of its most generous and visible gestures toward Aquarius energy today. Jupiter in this position is the cosmic equivalent of a powerful benefactor looking directly at you and saying, your time has come and I am going to make sure the resources, the opportunities, and the momentum you need are all available at exactly the right moment. This is not wishful thinking. This is written in the stars with extraordinary clarity, and it is written specifically for you. The moon's position today creates a deeply emotional and profoundly intuitive atmosphere for Aquarius that invites you to feel the magnitude of this shift, not just intellectually, but physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Aquarius lives so much in the mind that the body and heart sometimes go unaddressed, but today the moon is ensuring that this transformation lands in every layer of your being, not just your thoughts, but your bones, your breath, your dreams, and your deepest sense of who you truly are and why you are truly here. Career, purpose, and the shift in your public world. In your career, your vocation, your professional life, and your sense of public purpose, Aquarius, May 10th, 2026, delivers what can only be called a seismic recalibration. Everything in your professional world that was out of alignment with your authentic genius, every situation that required you to dim your brilliance, suppress your unconventional thinking, or perform a version of yourself that never quite fit, is being dismantled today to make room for something that actually deserves the full force of who you are. For Aquarius souls who have been waiting for a breakthrough in a creative, technological, humanitarian, or innovative field, the waiting is ending. The shift that begins today places you squarely in the path of opportunities that were always meant for someone of your caliber and vision. You may receive an unexpected communication, an invitation to collaborate, a platform you did not anticipate, or a sudden opening in a door that appeared completely sealed just days ago. Move toward these things immediately and without hesitation. Aquarius rules technology, innovation, social movements, and the future. And today, if your work touches any of these fields, the cosmic spotlight is on you in a way that demands to be acknowledged and leveraged. Your ideas are needed. Your perspective is valuable. Your unconventional approach to solving problems that have stumped conventional thinkers is not a liability. It is your single greatest professional asset, and the universe today is making sure that the right people recognize that with absolute certainty. Viewer comment. I got an email today from a company I had applied to 3 months ago and completely given up on. They want to talk. I literally had this reading playing in the background when it came through. I am in tears. The shift is real. Water Bearer Rising 2026. That you have been significantly underestimating. Receive that value. Charge what you are worth. Ask for what you deserve. The concept of purpose is being completely reframed for many Aquarius souls today. If you have been carrying a purpose that feels borrowed, one that was handed to you by family expectations, social pressure, or a younger version of yourself who did not yet know the full scope of your gifts, today begins the process of returning that borrowed purpose and claiming the one that was written specifically for your soul before you were even born. It may feel unfamiliar, it may even feel uncomfortably large. Claim it anyway. Love, connection, and the relationships being transformed. Love and relationships for Aquarius on May 10th, 2026 are moving through one of the most significant and clarifying periods of recent memory. Uranus, which rules your sign, also governs sudden revelations, unexpected arrivals, and the kind of connections that defy conventional explanation. In matters of the heart today, expect the unexpected and trust that whatever arrives is arriving with cosmic purpose, divine timing, and a specific role to play in the next chapter of your story. For Aquarius souls in committed partnerships, the massive shift occurring today brings a powerful opportunity to either deepen your connection to a level of authenticity and intimacy that it has never yet reached, or to finally acknowledge with honesty and compassion that the partnership has outgrown itself and both souls deserve the freedom to evolve. Neither outcome is a failure. Both outcomes are acts of extraordinary love and extraordinary courage, and today's energy supports both with equal grace and clarity. If you are single, Aquarius, today's shift is working behind the scenes to bring your love life into alignment with the upgraded version of yourself that is emerging from this transformation. The person who is meant for this new chapter of your life is not someone from the old chapter. They are someone who belongs in the future you are building right now. They match your intellect, your independence, your humanitarian heart, and your visionary mind. They are coming, and they are far closer than you think. Viewer comment. I ended a relationship 6 months ago that I knew was not right, but I was too afraid to fully let go. Today, I finally felt the last of it release from my heart. This reading has been playing on repeat, and every time I hear it, something else heals. Thank you for this sacred space. Aqua Healing 2026. The relationships that survive and thrive through this Aquarius shift are the ones built on authenticity, mutual respect, intellectual communion, and genuine freedom for both people to be fully themselves. Any relationship, romantic, platonic, familial, or professional, that requires you to be less than you are is being flagged by the universe today as one that needs either a radical and honest conversation or a graceful and loving release. You cannot carry the old relational contracts into the new life that is beginning. They will not fit through the door. Your community, your network, and your sense of belonging to a larger tribe are also undergoing a powerful and meaningful transformation. Aquarius is the sign of the collective, of the group, of humanity as a whole. And today you may find that certain communities begin to feel too small, certain friendships too shallow, and certain spaces too limiting for the expanded version of you that is emerging. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. And it is entirely appropriate that your outer world begins reflecting the growth that has been happening within. Spiritual revolution and the awakening within. The spiritual dimension of what is happening for Aquarius on May 10th, 2026 is perhaps the most profound and the most far-reaching of all. Aquarius is the sign most closely associated with collective awakening, humanitarian consciousness, and the evolution of the human soul. And right now, you are not just witnessing that awakening from the outside, you are living it from the inside. Something in your spiritual core is activating today that cannot be deactivated. Something that has been dormant is now awake. Something that was sleeping is now fully, irrevocably, and magnificently alive. You have likely been sensing for some time now that the spiritual frameworks and belief systems that once felt sufficient are no longer big enough to hold the understanding you are developing. This is not spiritual crisis, this is spiritual graduation. You are not losing faith. You are expanding it beyond the containers that first gave it shape. The universe is not smaller than you thought. It is infinitely larger, more intelligent, and more lovingly invested in your specific journey than any structure previously offered you the language to describe. Your gifts of prophecy, pattern recognition, and intuitive foresight are operating at an extraordinary and unprecedented level today. Trust every flash of knowing. Trust every moment of sudden clarity. Trust the inexplicable certainty that arrives without logical evidence to support it. Aquarius, you are not imagining things. You are perceiving a layer of reality that most people do not yet have the consciousness to access. What you see is real. What you sense is accurate. What you know is true. The signs and synchronicities appearing in your life today are not random. They are specifically curated by the universe as a form of direct communication with your soul, designed in the language your particular consciousness most readily receives. Numbers, repeated patterns, unexpected conversations that seem to contain hidden messages, books falling open to the right page, songs playing at the exact right moment. Pay attention to all of it. The universe is being extraordinarily communicative with Aquarius today, and it wants to make absolutely certain that you receive what is being sent: health, energy, and nervous system care. Aquarius rules the nervous system, the circulatory system, and the electrical impulses that carry information throughout the body. And with Uranus sending its signature electrical energy through your sign today, your physical body is carrying an unusual and significant charge that requires conscious and loving properly integrated rather than lost in the overstimulation of a system running too hot for too long. Eat something warm and nourishing. Step outside and place your feet on the earth. Breathe slowly and deliberately. Let your body know that it is safe, that it is held, and that it does not have to keep running at emergency speed. Sleep and rest today carry particular healing and integrative power for Aquarius. The dreams you have tonight are likely to be vivid, meaningful, and filled with symbolism that your waking mind will want to record and reflect upon. Keep a journal or your phone near your bed and capture what arrives in that liminal space between sleeping and waking. Some of your most important insights and creative breakthroughs for the coming months may first appear in that fertile nighttime landscape. What you must do today. 3 specific and powerful actions are being highlighted by the cosmos for Aquarius on May 10th, 2026, and each one carries the potential to dramatically accelerate the massive shift that is already underway. The first is to acknowledge openly and without minimizing what is truly changing in your life right now. Not to someone else necessarily, but to yourself. Write it down, name it, speak it into existence in the quiet of your own space. The shift cannot fully begin until you have given it the dignity of your conscious recognition and your willing participation. The second action is to take one concrete step today toward the vision that has been living in your mind and heart for far longer than it has been living in physical reality. Aquarius, you are the most visionary sign in the zodiac, which means you are also the sign most vulnerable to the gap between envisioning and doing. Today, close that gap by one deliberate and tangible action. It does not need to be large, it needs to be real. One email, one conversation, one registration, one page written, one plan committed to paper, one thing that exists in the physical world that did not exist there yesterday. The third and perhaps most revolutionary action you can take today is to give yourself complete and unconditional permission to be exactly who you actually are, not who you think you should be, not who others need you to be, not the version of yourself that was shaped by external expectations and societal blueprints that were never designed with your extraordinary mind in mind. Just you. Fully, freely, unapologetically, magnificently you. That permission, given genuinely today, is the single most powerful catalyst for the massive shift the universe is trying to initiate in your life right now. Viewer comment. I have spent my entire adult life trying to fit into a mold that was never made for me. Today, something broke open, and for the first time, I do not want to fit anymore. I want to be free. This reading cracked something in my chest wide open in the best possible way. Aquarius rising and absolutely feeling every word. Our free Aquarius soul. What you set in motion today on May 10th, 2026 does not simply create a ripple. It creates a wave that will continue to build and expand and reshape the shores of your life for months and years to come. This is a foundational day, a day that your future self will look back on as the moment the real story began. Every choice you make today, every intention you set, every courageous step you take toward the life that actually fits your soul is being permanently encoded into the timeline of your becoming. Aquarius, you have been patient in ways that have cost you enormously. You have waited when you wanted to move, held back when you wanted to speak, stayed when every cell in your body was ready to leap. That season of strategic restraint has served its purpose, and its time is now complete. The massive shift that begins today is the universe's way of saying, you have waited long enough, you have prepared enough, you have grown enough. Now it is time to go. And everything you need to get there is already within you, already around you, already yours. The number 10 in today's date is deeply significant for Aquarius. It carries the energy of completion of one cycle and the simultaneous birth of another. 10 being the number of both endings and of new beginnings, of the culmination of everything learned and the first step into uncharted territory. For Aquarius, the sign that lives perpetually at the frontier of what is possible, 10 is a number that speaks to your soul in its native language. Something completes today. Something begins. Both are cause for celebration, and both are part of the same extraordinary story. You are not here to live an ordinary life, Aquarius. You never were. The ordinary life was never even an option for a soul configured the way yours is. Too aware, too perceptive, too genuinely concerned with the well-being of humanity and the evolution of consciousness to ever be content with simply existing inside someone else's idea of what life should look like. The massive shift beginning today is the universe finally and fully confirming what you have always suspected, that you were made for something extraordinary, and extraordinary is exactly what is coming. Closing Aquarius, you came to this reading today because something in the deepest part of you already knew. The waiting is over, the preparation is complete, and the massive shift you have been sensing in your bones for longer than you can remember is not coming. It is here, it has arrived, and it has arrived not to overwhelm you or destabilize you, but to finally, magnificently, and permanently align your outer life with the extraordinary inner world you have been carrying all along. Step into this shift with your eyes wide open and your heart even wider. Carry the wisdom of everything you have survived. Carry the compassion of everything you have felt. Carry the vision of everything you have seen that others have not yet had the eyes to see. And carry the absolute unshakable certainty that the universe did not bring you this far to leave you here. It brought you this far because where you are going requires everything you have become. The shift is real. The shift is now. And Aquarius, you were born for exactly this moment. If this reading moves something inside you today, please give it a like and share it with every Aquarius soul in your world who needs to feel this energy right now. Subscribe to this